I had found a lump that it wasn't down on my breast, but it was more towards my armpit. And I didn't think much of it at first, and then it just never went away. So I went to the doctor and decided I'd have it checked out just to see. And at that time I had just turned 40. So they thought, well, we don't think anything's really wrong, but let's send you for your first mammogram anyway. So I went for the mammogram, and they acted very, very kind, but very suspicious too. I mean, it was just kind of one of those where it was like, oh, you know, we need the doctor to come look, and we need the radiologist and all of this to look. So I knew something was up just by the way they were acting, but I still never in my wildest dreams would have thought I had breast cancer. They scheduled me an appointment to go see a surgeon, and we're just like worked up then, thinking, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And so we went to see the surgeon, and he says, oh, let's back off right now. Let's go in for a biopsy and see what we're dealing with, because this could just be absolutely nothing. And then went to the appointment Tuesday morning, and I just remember him coming in, and the first thing that he said was, Kari, you have breast cancer. And it was just like all of the air was just sucked out of the room. I still can sit here and remember exactly how that felt, because it was just, up until that point, maybe I was in denial or whatever, but I still had no just even idea that that would happen. And I remember looking over at Ed, and the doctor excused himself so we could both sit there and cry. And it was the same week before Thanksgiving this year that I found out that I had cancer again. So, yeah, it was weird. It was like it came full circle. Of course, you know, my husband, his first wife passed away from breast cancer. So this was nothing new to him, but it was a different aspect, of course, you know. So he was so supportive, and he was, you know, we tried to keep everything as normal as possible. We still did date nights, even when I was going through chemo, and, you know, a date night for us could have been just sitting, you know, him sitting on the bed holding my hand while I took a nap, but it was still, we called it date night. So we tried to keep it as normal as possible, and the support was just overwhelming. Whether it's better or not, I have a sense of urgency for things. Not for all things, but I look at things as more, if I want to do them, that, you know, I need to take the opportunity when it comes, instead of just thinking, oh, you know, I'll do that later. If it's something I want to do, it's something that we really pursue now. But I also look at it as things that aren't important or that don't really matter. I don't get worked up about them anymore. It's, you know, you take what's important to you and you go with it that way, and I think it changes your perspective in that. I almost think sometimes, like, when you have cancer, you stop looking to the future. You stop thinking, well, I want to do that, or what happens with that. You start thinking about the things that you won't be able to do. And one of the things is, you know, if I get a puppy, am I going to be there to, you know, watch her grow? I mean, I'm sure people do that with kids, but in my case, it was a puppy. And so that was like a really big step for me, is to go out and get a new puppy, because it was like, I love my dogs, and I don't want to just, you know, here's a puppy and then I'm gone kind of thing. So that was actually a big step to go and get a puppy. My advice for anyone who has breast cancer or who is going through treatments for breast cancer is eat, no matter what. It doesn't matter if I lived on mashed potatoes and scrambled eggs for 6 weeks, because that was the only thing that I could tolerate and keep down. But eat, because, I mean, that's the only way that you keep your energy up. 2 is that it's okay to cry, no matter what, and no matter where. I cried in the middle of Walmart one day when I was just doing grocery shopping because nothing sounded good to eat. So here I am pushing my shopping cart, throwing things in, bawling my eyes out, having people watch me, but that was okay. And then I think the biggest thing I would say to someone who has breast cancer is that it's not a death sentence. It's not necessarily the end of anything. It's maybe a push to do what you want to do, or live your life, keep going. I worked through chemotherapy and radiation. It just kept me motivated. As tired as you get and as sick as you get, it made me get out of bed. It made me get off the couch and keep going. So I would just tell them, pursue your dreams, keep doing what you're doing, but go with it with more gusto.